What's up? What's up? What's up? This is your boy, Levelhead, and this is another Live and Level Gamers podcast. I have two of my compadres in this internet space, in this Google Hangout, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves, starting with Mr. Mufasa himself. Go ahead.
What up, everybody? Nintendo always win, baby. Nintendo always win.
And we got Captain America all the way back from overseas. What's up, man?
Yo, what's up, people? Good to be back. Ready to get this conversation crack-a-lacking. So let's do this, man.
Yeah, man. As you can tell, I don't have my full voice, so I might try to talk a little deeper just to sound normal. I don't sound like myself. I don't sound like Levelhead. So I'm gonna have to lean on y'all a little bit tonight, but we could miss another week. But yeah, this is episode 122. Hopefully, D2K can jump in here a little bit later. But for right now, I feel like we got a good cast of people here. So we back to talk about these games. My boy K-Bum just got back from overseas visiting with Jedi Knight.
For sure.
How was that, man?
Man, it was crazy, man. It was an amazing experience to be able to do something like this, to go outside of your home country and experience other people's culture. And not just to be there, but to experience it. That's an important part. You can go somewhere and still try to do the American thing, but when you go out there and want to experience other people's culture and understand where they come from, I think that's a life-changing experience. And catching up with Jedi Knight, man, it was tight, man. It was cool, man. Finding the face behind the voice. I guess that was the biggest thing is getting used to looking at Jedi and not just hearing his voice. So it was funny because my wife recognized his voice as soon as she heard it, because she's heard him several times on the podcast and other avenues. And so it was pretty cool, man. Like I said, our wires hit up, connected real nice, and we enjoyed ourselves, bro. For real, man. We kicked it. He was I found me a new friend, man. Jedi's a cool bro, man. We enjoyed ourselves out there, like, for real.
Yeah, looking at the pictures, man, it looked like y'all was really having a good time, man. That was pretty cool.
It was legit, man.
You know he gonna cry when he hear this, right?
Hey, man, I'm just speaking the truth, man. The dude was legit, man. I had no qualms about Jedi. Like I said, man, people don't know him. If y'all listen to him, man, the brother from New York. The brother is from New York. The way he act, the way he talk, the way he walk, you can't get that wrong. He is New York, bro.
Okay. Anything interesting your way, Keith?
Nope. Not at all.
That's funny.
That is kind of funny how he said that. Okay, well, I mean, hey, it ain't nothing interesting, you know. So far as me, man, as you can tell, I'm playing K-Bum. I'm playing that 2K18, man.
That's what that was. I thought that was a real game. Well, that commentary is nice on there, though.
Yeah, that's the Switch. Everyone listening, that is the Switch. I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. But I'll talk more about that when we actually do what we've been gaming on. Excuse me. So anyway, let me stop this real quick. Yeah, so let's get into that. What you been gaming on? I'm gonna start with Mr. Keith Norris. What you been gaming on, bro?
Man, I've been gaming on one game, and that's Steam World Dig 2. If you're a friend of mine on the Switch, that's all you see I've been playing.
Yeah, I did see it up there last time I checked, though.
Yeah, that's the only game I've been playing. Like, I've been tired, so I was just getting to bed and I just curl up with the Switch and playing Steam World Dig 2.
Curl up with the Switch, I like that.
Can you do that with the PS4? No, it's out.
I actually.
Hey, man, just jokes, man.
If you have a laptop, you can. I'm just saying. But okay.
But no, that's the only game I've been playing.
What kind of game is that, though?
SteamWorld Dig kind of puts me in a mind frame of a digging Metroid game because you have to do a lot of backtracking. Because like the deeper you go, you find new upgrades and weapons and stuff, and you have to keep digging for mining for like treasures and stuff like that. And you use that, turn it into this guy. He'll give you money, and then you can upgrade your weapons. So when you go back down there, you'll be better equipped. Like when you first start off, you got limited light, right? So you need light to see. So you dig and mine for stuff. You upgrade your game, not upgrade your game, but you upgrade the thing, and you get better light. So it's kind of like that. So you're just getting better weapons to progress further.
Okay.
So it kind
of there's been a lot of good stuff dropping in the eShop, man. That I'm gonna have to, man. It's just too much, honestly. At the time, like my pocket ain't built for this level of all these entries, man. I ain't got the money for it. I can't. Like I'm gonna get Odyssey, Doom, and then it's one or two other games I want to get in the eShop, but I don't know how much more I'm gonna do because I want to get Assassin's Creed Origin too. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it man. Nintendo's killing it. This actually video. I would say gaming is killing it, but just specifically for Nintendo, man, there's so many games coming out. It's ridiculous. Like I can't even keep up.
Yeah, I can't keep up, man. I looked at the eShop earlier today. Man, it was so many new titles in there, and I just had checked it maybe about a week ago, and it was like a whole new list of titles. I was like, man, I can't do it. My wife will put me out if I go and charge some more on this doggone card.
Your boy Cornelius, I heard Tombo take out a small personal loan.
Hey,
that's what it feels like. It's literally what it feels like, K-Bro.
That's funny.
Anyway, so you've been on that SteamWorld D. Keith, what you been on, K-Bro? What you been gaming on?
As some of you, as we just heard, I've been gaming on that game called Life out there in the world. So I didn't take my PlayStation with me. And it's actually been a while since I've actually been on the chat. So even before I went on vacation. So I had to go all the way back to that as well. But for me, still gaming on Madden. Been playing what they call MUT Squads. So what MUT Squads is a 3-on-3 online match. So you have three humans on the same team versus three other humans on the same team playing offense and defense. I actually really like it because it allows me to play with friends and better play with my brother and some other people. Only piece I don't really like about it is that it is tied directly to MUT. Anyone know plays Madden what MUT is? MUT is their kind of like online card trading type game. And so you kind of have to grind or spend time getting your team better in order to play it. So you're not playing with the real roster. So that's the only kind of negative to that. But other than that, it's fun. I've been playing 2K, grinding online, with my characters playing in the park, playing in the pro-am. Hopefully we can get level out there to do that as well.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I've been out there, man, but it keep erasing my it keep on. I had to. It could be, man. Anyway, I'll talk about it when I get my turn. Go ahead, man.
All right. That little Overwatch and a little Zelda on my Switch. So that's about it.
Woo! What? Wait a minute. My voice came back. Hold up. Did you just say you got a Switch?
Say what again, player?
Hold up, K-Bond. Wait a minute. You a dirty dude. You did this the last time. You got a Switch, K-Bond?
You said, okay, hold on, I'm trying to make sure I heard what you said. Yeah.
My voice came back, y'all.
Yeah, I got a Switch, man. I got a Switch.
Oh my Lord Jesus. What? Okay. All right, hold up. Hold the presses, everybody. Hold the presses. I lost my mind. I'm sweating over here. I'm literally like, I can't talk. Well, okay, hold up. I gotta get my thoughts together. This is throwing me off.
Pause.
Yeah, literally, man. Okay.
I'll tell you. Okay, so first of all, I do want to say that I did not personally buy it. So I will come out and say that I didn't personally buy it. I got a plug that actually got it for me. My plug went ahead and got it for me and gave it to me. And so I didn't actually buy one, but I have been playing it.
Man, so you got a plug that just wanted you to have a Switch and bought you one.
I heard me talking about it long enough, so they shut me up. So,
Dang, boy, that's a good $2.99 spend. That's some real shutting up right there.
Yeah, that's a real shutting up. So, I guess I'll lead into what I've been playing on. I guess because I can't just walk past it.
Wait, hold up, K-Bub. You talking to you rushing, man. We need to take our time.
All right. So I've been playing Zelda. So what I played so far is Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I've played Snipper Clips, whatever it's called.
Okay.
I played that with the wife.
The demo or the real game?
The demo.
Okay.
So Zelda Breath of the Wild, it's a love-hate type of thing. For one thing, I found out why I thought the game was looked so good to me, and it's not the graphics, it's the art style.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful cell shaded art style. Beautiful. Well done. When you get up close on things, you can see that it's not a graphical intense game because you see some of the graphics.
Digital Foundry. Okay, Digital Foundry.
When I play games, this is what I look at. I'm sorry, bro. When I play games, this is what I look at. But
leave him alone, Keith. Leave him alone. He's making baby steps. Leave him alone.
But it doesn't take away from the game though. It doesn't. I see it. I'm like, oh, that's some terrible textures. But I still go on with the rest of the game and I play the game because the art style is beautiful. I mean, there's no other way to say but except for the art style is beautiful, and the fact that the world is alive. I love how hills have effect on items when they fall. That wind has effect on items, and I learned the hard way about lightning. I learned the hard way. So I said love hate. So I love the way it looks. I love the way it plays. The hate part of it is, as I've said several times, so many times on this podcast, I hate open world games. And this game takes you to the extreme because they don't tell you anything.
No,
and your objectives is end game objectives.
Yep.
Like kill the Calamity Ganon. You ain't doing that for another 100 hours. And the whole woman to talk to her about what Zelda said to you, that you ain't really wanting to hear that until you able to go fight them. So I'm like, so I'm just supposed to walk around this world and just find stuff to do. And so I've been just walking around the world, just saying, okay, that looks fun. Let me go do that.
So you went and talked to Impa?
I went to talk to Impa, and then she said to me, you don't got your memory. I don't think you really want to hear this. Do you really want to hear this? And I said, maybe I don't want to hear this. And so I didn't finish the conversation with her because I'm like, maybe I need to get my memory back first. And so I didn't even finish the conversation.
Well, you on the right path. I mean, it is one of those games where for the first few hours, you're going to be basically on your own figuring it out, but then it started making sense once you open up a few more clues. It's gonna stop being so seemingly you're gonna stop feeling like you lost. So you in an early stage, so I understand where you at, but if you already talked to Impa,
I didn't finish the conversation though. I didn't ask her.
No, you got to finish it.
Okay, I'll go back and finish the conversation.
Yeah, you need to talk to her because she's gonna ask you other questions.
Okay,
and it's gonna let you know where you need to go. Okay. She'll let you know. She will make the open world. She'll give you a linear path to follow in that open world that'll stick to the story. If you finish all what she's talking to her and getting all the information from her, then you'll know where to go next. So you got to talk to her.
I talked to her. Okay, I'll go finish it then.
Yeah. So
That's what's up,
Yeah.
though.
So I'll tell. So it's a love and hate thing.
Wow.
So I don't like open world games, and it's very open, and it's just yeah, you just stumble onto towns.
Wow.
You stumble into
Did not expect
that
this.
humongous fairy girl. I don't know what she was. She was thick.
Why? Why in the
Oh,
world?
She was thick, popping out that
Why
thing.
in the world?
So I'm like, okay. And the little guy that did like a 10-minute dance to just improve my inventory by one space. I'm like, okay, well, okay, whatever.
You've been playing a lot.
I played a good amount. And so it's two things I wanted to say is that the funny thing is I have not plugged it up to my TV.
Okay.
So what I've been doing is that as I'm playing my football, playing Madden, sometimes I'll stop playing that, play the Switch for a little bit, and then go back to playing that. So I've yet to hook it up to my TV. I've been using what I thought I was going to use, which is the portability, but not as a portability on the go, but just the portability as I'm sitting in the
Around
house.
the house.
Yeah. So that's something I was expecting to use it in that manner.
So now that you got it, what do you think about the design of it and all that? Like in your hand, how it looks?
It took a while to get used to it as a tablet in my hand. Like I said, I haven't played it really. I played a little when you sit it down and sit it up, and then play with the little joysticks in your hand. That was absolutely terrible. So I put them back onto the Switch and played it that way. I don't like, and I know Xbox does this as well. I don't like my analogs on different levels. I just don't like it. And so that takes some time to get used to. And the thing that has bugged me the most about the Switch, that has bugged me the absolute most. Why does Nintendo want to put that accept button on the right button? Why can't you put it on the bottommost button, just like everybody else? Why, Nintendo?
Yeah.
They
Why?
originated it, though.
Yeah, you got to reteach your mind on it, because every time I go back to the PlayStation 4, I'm trying to do what
That's the back out button.
And I keep messing. It keeps sending me out and closing me out.
Yes.
Like,
I'm not trying to I'm trying to cancel and I accept. I'm like, I wasn't trying to accept that. I didn't want to sell that. Yes, that bugs me the most. So I have to tell my brain, don't click that. Don't click that bottom button. That's the back out.
Once you retrain your motor, your natural instinctual way you control, you're gonna have to retrain yourself going back to your
man. Going back and forth, man. That's the only if that wasn't there, I wouldn't get angry sometimes. Because it makes me angry because I keep messing up and I have to keep going back and stuff. I keep either backing out or accepting stuff I didn't want to. So
yeah, I agree. I gotta agree with you on that. Like that was real frustrating. I think they brought that over from the Wii U, right, Keith?
They've been doing that since the NES.
So yeah. So I guess I just forgot it. I don't know, but it did strangely feel way more noticeable with the Switch versus any other platform that they've made with that type of control. Yeah, I've noticed it with the Switch for some reason.
Yeah.
But anyway, K-Bomb, you would wait till I ain't got a full voice. I'd be yelling at the top of my lungs if I didn't hurt. So
no, so I the last thing I wanted to say about that, and we'll have a lot more to talk about. I don't want to take too much of this, but I intentionally didn't tell you because I wanted to do it live and to get your live reaction. So I intentionally did not tell you. But one thing,
how long have you had it?
Anyway, one thing I wanted to say.
What? Hold up. How long?
The one thing I want to say. Let me finish this. The one thing I want to say is that the tablet piece is really, really cool, but they missed the mark on actually making this thing a tablet. The fact that I still need my phone to do stuff, they missed the mark.
Maybe
because I if I have something like that, I shouldn't have to go to my phone to go look this up. If I want to look something up or do something, just stream Netflix, I should have to go to my phone I have a tablet in my hand. I shouldn't have to go to my phone to do that. I should, if that was the case, it would be very hard for me to put this thing down because I would use it as a tablet, use it to stream Netflix, use it to stream all kind of stuff while I'm playing. Like if I have my PlayStation going, I would use that to stream Netflix until I want to pick up and play it. Like they should have those features and on the Switch. You kind of missed the mark. You have a tablet in your hand, but you can't use it as a tablet.
Right. I think we're going to dialogue on it because I agree. But there's been some interesting updates and changes to some things that we didn't know about that I think might be addressing some of the issues that you just brought up. But I definitely agree with you though. Man,
I think we all.
So you didn't answer my question, K-Bun. How long you had it?
I had it.
K-Bun, you ain't had this thing for about a month.
I had it. I would leave it like that.
You a dirty dude. You a dirty dude. All right. Okay.
I ain't been on the podcast in a while, bro. So
I know. That's what I'm saying. You've been gone, sit over in the corner, overdosing on sweet, ain't telling nobody, man. Anyway, man, that done made me, dude. Welcome to the family.
Hey man, and God, Lord have mercy. Why are these games so little? I'm gonna lose this crap. Jeez.
I just can't wait for you to get Splatoon 2 so we can get a gaming night going.
It is on GameFly has
key
Nintendo titles.
It's over.
And so it is the first thing on my GameFly list. I sent back my Tekken. So it's the first thing to be selected is Splatoon. Because apparently Nintendo doesn't understand what the word sell means. And Splatoon is still $59, and so is Mario Kart. So I will be getting them from GameFly.
Okay, so man, that people, it ain't much I can say beyond that. That should end the podcast. K-Bum has a Switch. He has a Switch, folks. Now he can talk from a personal experience where he can talk from being informed about it. Now it ain't no, well, y'all got it, I don't. Oh my God, this is crazy. Anyway, so what I've been gaming on. Well, I did a lot of gaming this past week. I actually put Orange back in, Keith. I put Orange back in, downloaded the clown, the female clown character, whatever her name is. I can't think of it right now. Don't care. I actually enjoyed it. Once I rearranged, I stopped using the motion controls. I rearranged it so that I could use the Pro controller.
I figured you would.
And I would say that it plays a lot better. There are still advantages to the motion control, the Joy-Cons. Like when you punching, you naturally curve it to where your target. Whereas when you punching with the Pro controller, you got to use the analog sticks to curve the punch. I don't like that. But if you pick certain characters that got like arms that got like blades and stuff like that on it, it automatically, like boomerangs and things like that, it automatically spin towards the target. So when I used the Pro controller, I picked characters that arms automatically kind of aim and like a heat seeker missile go to the target, and it made it a little bit more easier. And I used the clown character, and I was enjoying it, man, thoroughly enjoying it, having a good time. I was like, man, and what I noticed, and I put it on the Google Hangout. All those graphics are ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game. That's
a good looking game. I guess I forgot. Like K-Bum, you won't like you said with Zelda. Zelda's aesthetics and things like that, like far as the graphical details, that ain't going to impress you more than the artistic direction. Like you said, it's the artistic, cel-shaded animation of it that's beautiful. Maybe not the technical graphical aspect. It's a little lean. It's a little, it can use some work in that aspect. But Arms is graphically impressive and artistically impressive. Like,
okay,
the game, that's why I say Overwatch I don't see how Overwatch couldn't work on the Switch. Put it like that.
Okay.
A beautiful game. Played that. Played a little Splatoon, not a lot of Splatoon. Played. I got this new game. What is it? How you say that? The Viking, Valgar, Vogar, something like that. Vogar, I think is what it is. Vogar the Viking. Got that. Can't even get off the second stage.
Is it hard?
Dude, it's ridiculous, man. It's not that it's hard. It's not a hard game. It goes back to what we talked about last podcast. It's asking you to do the what's that game that I kept naming? That's for the NES. Ghouls and Goblins. It got like a Ghouls and Goblins feel to it. Mega Man, like you really a little bit harder than Mega Man, more so Ghouls and Goblins, especially like Super Ghouls and Goblins. It's the timing. It got a lot of enemies coming at you. And it's unforgiving. I mean, it don't give you a lot of chances to make a mistake. You get hit twice, you dead, and you just respawn at the beginning of the stage.
I got you.
So I played that. It was only $9.99. I bought Beach Buggy Racing. It's a kart game, racing kart game. It's really an iPhone, like a tablet game. That's really what it is. They just they just made it over for the Switch. It's a good game. I'm enjoying it, but it's more something I bought for my daughter when we was ever out and about and she needed something to keep her occupied. I can hand her the Switch, put that game on, and it'll be right up her alley. But like I said, as you heard earlier, I got my copy of NBA 2K18 finally came in, the physical version. Mm-hmm. And you know that I got it on the PlayStation 4. So, of course, I'm comparing. You know, like my brother came over and I was playing a Switch version. And he was sitting there and he said, "Man, what's wrong with it?" I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Why I look like that?" I said, "What you talking about? What you mean what it look like?" He said, "Why does it look like it just don't," he said, "don't look bad. It don't look like what I would expect NBA 2K to look like." And he didn't know that I was playing it on the Switch. He know I got it on the PlayStation 4. So he's like, he said, "It don't look bad. It don't look like what I would expect it to look like." So I was like, "What? I'm just messing with him. What you talking about, bro?" It's like, bro, it just don't look right. It look good, but it don't look good. So I was like, well, so I switched over. I had the PlayStation 4 running at the exact same time and just kept going through my inputs and going back and forth there to see just how different it is. So when I pulled up the PlayStation 4 version, I said, "Is that what you're looking for?" And he was kind of like, "Oh, okay." So he's like, "Yeah." So that's what I would say.
Okay.
The Switch version is a good version. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. I haven't done the My Career aspects of it, and I know that's why Keith took it back because of the My Career mode. So I got to go try that out and compare that as well. But if you just want to jump in a game and play a basketball game, it's suitable. It's doable. It's fun. I'm playing it right now. I enjoy it. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. When you go back to the PlayStation 4 version, it's a noticeable difference. And but at the same time, the fact that they were able to do what they have done with the Switch version in the time that they've done it, and retaining all the aspects of the other versions while bringing it to the Switch, I gotta applaud them. It's not an ugly game by no means. You do notice that it's quite slower. You can notice that you notice the difference between the 60 frames per second versus the 30 frames per second. So I'm really interested in how Doom is going to look. Since I haven't played Doom on the PC or the PlayStation 4, it probably is going to be fine for me. But I'm pretty sure people going from a 60 to a 30 frame Doom game or 60 to a 30 frame NBA 2K, you're going to notice it. It's not enough to make me not want to play. I'm fine. but I can see why some wouldn't want to play the Switch version after playing the PlayStation 4 version. Like K-Bum, you wouldn't want to play the Switch version for long. You'd be like, nah, bro, I need my speed, I need those extra frames. You know,
so you really can feel it.
You can feel it. You can see it. You can feel it. Is like I said, once I adjust, I'm fine. It's nothing that's going to make me stop playing it. Like I'm playing it now, but it is noticeably slower than the PlayStation 4 version. Graphically, there is a step down, but it's not so bad that the Switch version is ugly. It just shows just how good looking the PlayStation 4 version is. Like the courts, the models. But I'm not gonna lie, I was surprised at how good the Switch version looked, because I wasn't even expecting it to look like it looked. But it does bring more attention to how good the PlayStation 4 version or the Xbox One version or the PC version looks. I gotta be honest. So happy with my purchase. It's definitely a game that I can take on the road with me like I'm doing right now and play and get a good game in. I'm enjoying it. I play it upstairs. I don't even jump, but I'm going to jump back on my PlayStation 4 for the purpose of getting up with K-Bum because I really want to get my game up. For some reason, I'm better at the Switch version than the PlayStation 4 version. I don't know what that is.
Well, okay.
Maybe because it's slower. But I begin – don't even try to play Golden State. Don't even play Golden State. There ain't no point. They don't miss no shots. It's like this team is a super team. They don't miss nothing they throw up. Draymond Green hitting threes like he Steph Curry. It ain't no point playing that squad. But overall, it's a good game, man. It's a good game on both systems. Got a lot of gaming in this week. Unfortunately, had a lot of time to get some gaming in. So that's been about what I've been on. So anyway, so let's get into these topics. And I want to say this first before I get there. I'm happy to see that Red Knight is back in his community. I said I'm intentional about doing this for a reason. I miss that dude's voice. And this is to all those who are listening. He was a staple in this community. He left for about 6 months. And me and Keith was talking about it behind the scenes, man. I know that we, had I shared my differences we disagreed on some things back in the day. But I'm going to just be honest, man. It's so good to hear him back in the community doing his videos. And his first topic that we're going to do, he kind of inspired me because it's echoed some of the stuff that we have been saying on this channel for a long time. And to hear him come back and in his first video echo some of the same stuff that I've been on, Keith been on, K-Bum been on. It really stood out to me. So I wanted to give him his kudos to let him know, man, I miss his voice. I value his content. I'm a huge fan, even though we have our differences at times in past. That was then, but I still value him, his voice, what he brings to this community. To me, there are people who are in the community, and then there's people who are staples of the community. And I think Red Knight is a staple of the Nintendo community. Like him, I miss the Shokios. I miss, I don't know what this community would be like if Dr. Trey, decided to leave, and to see Red Knight back and put a smile on my face, man. So I just wanted to give him his kudos, let him know I'm happy to hear him back. His content is great. His vibe is great. His energy is great. And the community need it, man. It's good to hear him back. But he was talking about the Xbox and how he gave it praise and said, the Xbox One X. And he gave it praise. And he was like, he basically said it's basically time to stop all this back and forth between these communities and just enjoy being a gamer and then just enjoy the game. So the thought came to me, and we've been talking about it. Is it time, or is it past time, that we as gamers put down our weapons, our bats and whatever else we got, take off our do-rags, and just enjoy gaming for what it is in all these companies? Like, I throw it at you first, K-Bum. Then Keith, I come to you. What's your thoughts on that, K-Bomb?
So when it comes to us as gamers, and it comes to how we choose to attack or defend kind of the consoles that we appreciate, I, I I truly believe that we should be more united in our efforts, because at the end of the day, it should not be about my system has the best game. We should be all fighting for, no matter what system someone has, that they can enjoy gaming, because that's what we all want to do. At the end of the day, level whatever system you want to have, you want to enjoy the games that you play. Me, whatever system I have, I want to enjoy the games that I play. And same thing for Keith, you want to enjoy the games that you play. And the fact that, we fight at each other, or we go at each other because my system of choice does or does not have a particular game is foolish. Because what we should be excited for each other when there's a big game that comes out for a system that I do not own. I should be excited for the people who own that system to be able to play that, instead of saying, trying to downplay the importance of that game because you cannot play it because your system of choice does not have it. And so that's something that before I came into this arena of doing the podcast, it's kind of the mindset that I had from the very beginning, is that I'm going to enjoy gaming, and I want other people to enjoy what they have. And if something looks good and is not on my system of choice, well, then say it looks good. Don't be a hater because you don't preference it, or you can't play it, and so therefore you want to downplay it. No, if it's a good game, it's a good game. And so I definitely think that we need to chill out with all that, man, because it becomes, what happens is people attack and people get caught in their feelings, and then it becomes more than what it really is. Let's be honest here. We're talking about video games, man. I feel like Allen Iverson. We're talking about video games, man. This is our pastime. This is our hobby. This is what we do for fun, and we're fighting at each other because of video game. Man, shut up and turn your system on and play your games and have fun, man.
Go ahead, Keith.
Man, I'm over here scratching my voice too. My throat.
We all passing this cold around.
What K-Bone said is correct, man. We need to just enjoy the games that we have and not worry about whether or not somebody can't play or whatever. But what I wanted to kind of deviate a little bit, not too much, but it's something that Phoenix said. And I was going to bring this up. He was saying we need to all stand together and not pay for online. That's something we as gamers need to stand together against the companies. Like, don't worry about what box I'm playing on. I'm looking at you like, man, you shouldn't be paying for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing it for free on my PC online. I'm playing right now for free on my Switch. You as a PlayStation owner, you as an Xbox owner shouldn't be paying for it either. That's the type of things that we need to do. But internally, we keep trying to fight each other. Oh, you got an Xbox. Oh, you have a PlayStation. And don't get me wrong. We like to make jokes. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? But realistically, like Kayvon said, enjoy the games that you have and praise the companies for doing good. And let's speak with our wallets when they do bad against us as gamers. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it is definitely time for us to put down our pitchforks and tiki torches.
He went there.
Yeah, it's definitely time for us to put those down, man, because like you're experiencing right now, K-Bomb, that there is fun to be had elsewhere. And I'll restate this. The reason I don't own a PlayStation or Xbox, I'll say the Xbox first, because I can play most of those games on my PC, right? But then on the PlayStation side, I do actually want a PlayStation, but right now I don't really think it's necessary to go out and spend that money. But I don't hate the PlayStation. I don't hate the Xbox. It's just I don't think it's a necessary purchase for me right now, and I don't want to pay for online. But yeah, we as gamers need to stand together against the companies that's doing us wrong. So,
man, when I was listening to Red Knight, and first of all, I was just so shocked when I saw his graphics pop up on my phone. Like, wait, hold up, Red Knight back? Okay, first thing, I put everything down and put my earphones on and hit play because I'm like, dude, it's about time. I've been wanting to hear, his thoughts with the Switch, how he feeling about it. Because like I said, I always have valued what Red Knight had to say. Like, I'm not going to say that with everybody. I'm just going to be honest. I don't value what everybody got to say. But I've always valued what he had to say. And it made me think about the video I made where I was talking about this PlayStation and talking about his unquestioned success for the last few years as far as the home console. And how, even though I'm primarily a Nintendo guy, I like the PlayStation, and I've grown to appreciate what the PlayStation brings to the table, and how it's different, and how it brings a different feel of games than the Nintendo brings, and I enjoy what it brings, and I'm happy that it brings it, and I'm happy to buy one each and every generation. I might not buy it at the gate. I might not be the first one in line to get it, but at some point in the whole scheme of things, Levelhead is going to have whatever the Sony PlayStation of that generation is. Now, I might not ever go get the Pro, you know what I'm saying? But I got the PlayStation 4 because I want to play Uncharted. I want to play God of War. I want to play whatever the next Last of Us is. I'm eventually going to play Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm going to buy Assassin's Creed Origin on my PlayStation 4. That's why it's there, and I enjoy what Sony does. I enjoy a lot of aspects about Sony, and I feel like we need to stop making this thing as if we don't enjoy aspects about the other company.
Right.
Like the way that they approach online. Like who of us, which one of us here that are Switch owners wouldn't love for the Switch to have the online services of Sony or Microsoft? Like, that's what we want. We would love for us not to have to pick up our phone and try to connect to online, or we would love for them to have. So we like things that these companies do, and all these companies are bringing great things to gaming. And that's why it resonated with me first that he was back. He's been on a long hiatus. He's been gone for a minute. And like I said, the community missed him. I missed him. I'm not going to front. I was like, man, I wish Red Knight was here or Shokio was talking, or somebody that, from back in the day that pulled me in the game because one of the people who influenced me to start this channel was Red Knight. It was Shokio. It was Dr. Trey. It was even some of the ones from other channels. As much as people might not like him, Hard 8 was one of the reasons I decided to do that. I liked his energy. I liked how he had fun, not the language, but what he did on his shows. And I'm still a big fan of Hard 8 to this day. I like what he do. I like he great at what he do, even though he a drama field person, a lot of times. I enjoy him. And these are people that pulled me into this space. That's why you hear Levelhead Gamer. That's why you have the Live and Level Gamers podcast. That's where all that came from, listening to these guys. So to hear this staple back and then him to come back and do what he did with Xbox and give them kudos and kind of hit the pause button on all the hate, just like me and you, Keith and K-Bun, we did. Like, isn't Xbox getting a little bit too much hate like right now, even though they are taking a lot of L's and a lot of self-damage? But I liked how he did that, and it resonated with me. And it's like, man, that's what we need more of. We can praise what we love while not having to destroy and downplay and curse whatever else is out there. And I feel like, man, it just resonated with me. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna share this on the podcast. I don't care how cats look at me. I'm a man. I don't mind giving another man respect and saying, hey, bro, I appreciate what you do. I don't care what happened back then and the little fallout we had because of maybe I approached that wrong. But even past that, Red Knight I'm a big fan of him and his content, and I'm happy that he's back and his voice is sorely missed. and I'm happy that he's back in the community, man. And I want to see more of that going on in the community. And it to me, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. So, with that being said, anything else on this topic before we get out of here on this?
No, not really.
Okay. So another thing that took place, and I want to get y'all thoughts on it. So Sony is going third party. K-Bum, Sony Music.
There you go. There you go. Say the whole thing.
Yeah, Sony.
I was waiting for that part.
You know, it ain't Sony. It ain't Sony PlayStation. So Sony Music has started what they call Unties. I think that's how you say it. Unties, which is a play on indies. They had a new gaming division under their music, on the Sony Music, that is focused on indie titles, and they're not making them exclusive to their PlayStation brand. They are actually bringing games to other devices, and one of the devices is the Switch, the PC, the PlayStation Vita, the PlayStation 4. No mentions of Microsoft yet.
I think the VR is said as well.
And VR. So they are going to put titles on a competitor's device, meaning the Switch. Almost basically like Microsoft with Minecraft. So I started with you first, K-Bum, last time, so I go to Keith.
Yeah.
Man, what was your thoughts when you first read that article, man, or saw that information?
Well, when I first started, I did think it was Sony. I was like, Sony making games for, but to me, I mean, I just think this is because it's all under the company Sony. You know what I'm saying? It's just not Sony PlayStation. I just look at it as another revenue stream, man. Like if you have the ability to make fun indie type games, then do it. And since you're not tied to the PlayStation brand, and you can branch out and get that revenue going from any other place, I think this is a smart move. Especially, from the past years, we know Sony has been hurting as a company. They've closed down so much stuff.
As a company, yeah, that's true.
They've been closing down so much stuff, like the Sony Vaio went up. Some other
years ago, they sold the Sony Vaio a couple years ago. Yep, TVs have been struggling for a while now.
So it's like, do what you can, and if PlayStation is doing so well, like PlayStation is killing right now, why don't we open up another revenue stream and also get into the gaming space, not to compete with our own brand with PlayStation rather, but just to make get another revenue stream for the company as a whole. And I think it's just a smart thing. I don't have a problem with it, but I did think, I was like, Sony did what? Oh, it's on, but nah, I think it's a good thing.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you on a lot of what you said. I agree. K-Bun, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I still haven't been able to figure out exactly what's the motive or the mindset behind there. And I do like what Keith said about the different revenue streams. But this isn't going to put you in the black. I mean, this is
never know.
Doing this. Yeah, I understand, but so I've been trying. So my initial reaction, that was the first question. My initial reaction is, what is Sony doing? And so, but as I tried to peel it back a little bit further to try to understand kind of the mindset behind it, I still couldn't get a clear picture of their decision to put these games on another home console. I can understand getting out there on the PC and stuff like that and mobile. I can understand because it's not a direct competitor with your home console system, but playing on the Switch, I don't know. I'm still kind of lost with the reasoning behind the purpose behind that. So I've been trying to fill it in. I tried to fill it in before this podcast, and I couldn't really get my thoughts together on how I felt about it because I don't think it's a bad thing that they're able to get it out there on other systems, but I just don't know what their reasoning is behind actually doing it. But as a whole, especially as far as being a gamer, it's a good thing. But I just don't know what their motive is behind it.
Hey, I'm looking at this one game, and I know you finna go level. I'm looking at this one game called Merkava. I think there's Merkava Avalanche. It's another one of those type of titles, but it looks like an online hack and slash, like you're hacking and slashing somebody that you're playing against. That looks interesting. I probably wouldn't play it, but it looks interesting.
I haven't seen it. The only one I've seen a few of the titles, but I haven't seen actual pictures of the titles. I've seen the names of them, but the only video that I've seen of any title was the one, because everyone that I've seen was talking about the one that was coming to the Switch, so they showed footage of that one. But I haven't really seen any of the other ones. But as far as this move of Sony, it was a little. I'm not gonna front. I was like K-Bum, like, Sony, what you doing? Sony, like, what? Well, is something worse going on with the company that we don't know, you know? And then when I saw Sony Music, I was like, and that was even more strange. Like, why is Sony Music doing something in the gaming space? It has a gaming department. Why is Sony in the play? I don't know. It kind of was a little strange to me, but I would say this, man. When you see how games, you know, coming out of the blue and being hits out of nowhere, like Minecraft, and the money Minecraft has generated, and the fact that Microsoft could have easily made that an exclusive to the Xbox brand.
True.
But they would have been closing off so much money, because as much as people probably want to play Minecraft and probably would have been a system seller, it wouldn't have convinced everybody to, you know, to cross over and buy Xbox to play it. But by having it everywhere, that game is probably pulling a lot of money in from Microsoft. And I see Sony looking at examples like that, looking at other titles, indie titles that have blew up from a little bit of nothing, probably didn't take a lot of money to make the game, but it's probably making crazy amounts over what it costs to produce. Sony, like, I can make these little small games, these little indie games, give these developers a push, because indie titles are coming up, man. This is the generation of indie titles. These indie developers are doing some crazy stuff that I just did not appreciate or value on the Wii U or the Wii. You know, like the Switch has really changed my viewpoint and my mind on indie titles. You know, I don't know why. For some reason, the Switch has made me more embracing of indie titles. And so I'm pretty sure Sony, like, if we could find some magic with one of these titles and one of them hit big, who cares if it's selling great on Nintendo? Who cares if it's not selling on our platform? We still getting, at the end of the day, that money still coming to our pockets.
That's true.
And this doesn't directly affect our PlayStation brand, because, again, this is on the Sony Music. It's its own thing separate from PlayStation brand. So it's kind of like strategically positioned Unties. I don't like the name Unties in a way that it doesn't infringe on their PlayStation brand, and it can exist in its own lane and do something drastically out the box that they probably couldn't do under the PlayStation brand. See what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't see why any PlayStation fan would get upset because Sony has another division under their music division that deals with indie titles that don't come exclusively to the PlayStation. And you never know what type of magic, what type of hit they might come up with from this. Again, I think they see how Sony is bringing them in a lot of money. Sony sees how the PlayStation and the PlayStation 4 has literally kind of erected the ship, so to speak. While everything else is folding, like you said, Keith, all the other companies seem to be hemorrhaging. The Sony brand, the PlayStation brand, is actually Sony's moneymaker outside of insurance. So if they can find another stream of revenue from Unties under their music brand, it's a win-win. And
Yeah,
I think it's a good business move. It ain't gonna hurt them. It's not gonna hurt them. You know, so
yeah, even if a
it,
game blows up,
Nintendo did it. Look at, I mean, I know they didn't make Pokemon Go, but look at Pokemon Go. That even though they didn't make it, they were impacted and it benefited from it. I think Mario Run, like Nintendo stepped out the box and they're putting titles on mobile phones. Like, so why not Sony step out and do something similar to what they see from Nintendo and what they see Microsoft is doing with Minecraft?
I'd argue that Nintendo does it with the 3DS too, or just any of their handhelds, because games are so cheap to make on those consoles or those devices rather, that they could just kind of make up something real quick. And I think that's one of the successful reasons why the 3DS. What is this? Don't give me no virus. One of the reasons, I don't know, something popped up on my screen. One of the reasons why the 3DS and all their handhelds have been so successful is because they can just quickly make a game, and it's not putting them in the red, just making a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to put out these big mega blockbusters and stuff like this. Like, sometimes it don't take all that. It don't take all that. If you can make a good game for a good price and put it out and it's fun, it's going to sell. You know what I'm saying? And it could sell rather. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is a very smart move, because I think they can just walk next door wherever Sony music is located. They can just walk, hey, we want that game on our PlayStation. You know what I'm saying?
And they can make it available on the PlayStation and still keep it available elsewhere. Like, and like you said, Keith, some of the titles that they have that's going to be under this Unties Sony Music new venture is just coming to the PlayStation and the PlayStation Vita. So some of them will be strictly on the PlayStation, and then some of them might wind up on the Switch. Some of them might be on Steam or, you know, in other places. So I think, like I said, it's one person said under here, it's money move. It is a money move. That's exactly what it is. Look, at the end of the day, Sony's a business. They're a business, man.
Yep.
Why should they be concerned about what you know, where these games go? I mean, because they got a whole nother department that's focused on their home device, that's making a plethora of games over there for it, plus third-party titles for it. Why not create this other place where you can venture off and kind of see what you can do and what type of sales you can generate on the success and back of the Switch? Because the Switch is successful. Why not try to get a taste of what can we do with any title we might have spent a couple of $100,000 on, and then flip that for a couple of million? Like that, at the end of the day, that's a win-win.
Yep.
Everybody winning. So I think it's a good move, honestly. I think it's a good move. So anybody else got anything to say before we move on?
I agree with your points.
Okay. So EA, and I want to talk about this because this
a good segue.
Head scratcher. And I think I got some ideas of why they're doing this. And I think it's very shady, to be honest with you. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but we'll get into it. EA closes Visceral. Is that how you say it?
I believe so.
Yep.
Visceral Studios. So this is the company that made Dead Space. I mean, this is the devs who made Dead Space, who was working on a Uncharted style Star Wars game that was linear, kind of. I would say when I heard that description, the first thing I thought about was Star Wars 1313. So EA comes in and says that they're not happy with the game because it's not open world enough. And they took the game over and closed the studio. So that kind of was strange to me. And what's even stranger is the fact that EA already has a Star Wars game that is in an open world space in what, Battlefront?
It's still a shooter. I wouldn't call it an open world game. It doesn't really fit that, but it is kind of an open space shooter. But it's not an open world game.
Well, I mean, I think they said if I said open world, I think they said open space. They did say open space, not open. Well, maybe they did say open world. I'm not for sure.
Okay.
I thought both terms about the same though.
It's a little bit different because you can't have an open world shooter. That's probably no longer a shooter anymore. It's a different kind of game.
Okay. So,
not first person shooter, I guess.
Well, since you talk,
I guess the first open world first person shooter would probably be similar to like
Destiny?
The ones they play on the PC. Like Destiny is still not really
just use their reference. Uncharted will be open space, not necessarily open world.
Yeah.
But they said that the EA reps, I guess, who front the money, so they got the right to do this. But they said that they weren't pleased because it was linear. They wanted to be open space or open world.
Yeah.
So, K-Bum, I'm throwing at you first. What do you think is really going on with EA? Do you feel like that's really what it is about, or do you feel like there's something else?
Nah. It's something else.
Okay, what you think?
I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm not gonna say I know what it is, but I don't believe that was the case because you're not gonna tell me that you've been getting updates on this game the whole time. You know, you didn't just all of a sudden get an update on this game. You decide to close down and host a whole studio because the game didn't look like the way you wanted it to. That doesn't make business sense. You can give the game to a different location without shutting down a whole studio. That's another reason why you shut down a studio. And because a game not looking the way that you want it to look, I've never heard of actually being a reason you shut down a studio. So I believe there's something else going on with Visceral, because EA has had issues this year with their development teams. Especially when you look at how absolute poor, the Mass Effect series was handled. And then you see the handling.
They didn't shut down that studio, did they?
Oh, they took everything from that studio, and then broke that studio up and infiltrated them into other places. And so they took people from, I think, Edmonton, I think that's where it was, and then put them in different locations.
Man, so they kind of did dismantle them in a way.
Yeah,
and restructured them.
Yep.
So,
but they didn't shut them down.
I don't think they shut them down.
Okay.
But they did.
I'm asking that for a reason. So go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure that they shut them down. I'll have to go and check.
Let me ask you this question real quick from the Truth. No, Truth. I don't think that no one can buy the IPs because EA owns the IPs of the studio. So even though they shut down that particular studio and those developers, while Visceral will be no longer, the IPs that Visceral worked on all belong to EA. It'd be like, unlike Rare, when Nintendo sold Rare, I think Rare owned the IPs that they made. I think now if Microsoft let Rare go, I think Microsoft will still retain the IPs that Rare has, if I'm not mistaken. But
and I do want to touch on really quick because I've been seeing this go around, and I see Cornelius saying that they believe the single player experience is a kind of a bygone era. I don't know if I fully believe that they believe that, especially when you look at, even though it's not quote unquote single player, but it is something that we all thought was dead, which is on the couch co-op. That's something that we thought was absolutely dead, and EA actually has that game that they show, that brother game that they show, which is on the couch co-op. And so I don't believe the single player experience is a bygone era, and I don't believe that EA believes that themselves, especially that they are making a game this year or next year that supports another bygone era that we all thought was gone, which was on the couch co-op. So there are still single player game experiences that are making buku money, especially when you look at some of the PlayStation titles, like Bloodborne and Horizon and Uncharted series that are still selling, even the new Uncharted, that are still selling top notch, and they're all single player experiences. Where Uncharted has this own multiplayer experience title to it, but it's still essentially a single player game.
Okay. Keith.
I don't really know what much I can say because I'm really ready to hear what you got to say, but I'll just say this: it could just be possible the game was just not good. And then I was looking up some of their games when they became Visceral Games because they were EA Red Shores, and they under that title they made the game Dead Space, right? And they continue to make the Dead Space series as Visceral Games. So that kind of proves that EA owns the right to these titles. So no. To back up what you were saying, but just looking at these games, man, what they did, no, I don't think they really have been that successful. I think that may have been one of the reasons why EA may have disbanded them or parted ways with them, because they haven't really made anything that just blows your socks off. They could be sinking money into this company and you're not getting a return. It's always about the bottom dollar, you know what I'm saying? So, but I've been looking at footage of this game. Like, there's little snippets of footage, and it does look like Uncharted, but it could possibly be that it's just not a good game, or they didn't think it was a game that can make money over time.
Yeah, but you shut down a whole studio for that, though. That's
they may have been making money.
This is what I think, and this might be conspiracy theorists too extreme here.
Here we go. Go do it. Do your thing. Back in. Do your thing.
I think because there was something that was said in the article about the fact that this did not use the DICE engine. If I'm not mistaken, is it DICE? No, that's not the engine. What is EA's engine?
Frostbite.
Frostbite. It didn't use Frostbite engine, if I'm not mistaken. It was something in there about EA came in, they're taking the game over, they're going to take advantage of their Frostbite engine. And I was like, okay, they're making a Star Wars game that's in the line or family or style of Uncharted. So it's more of a personal game, probably a story-driven game, and it's a Star Wars game. And I was like, is EA scared that this game will outdo Battlefront? And they came in and took it over. And it might have been because to close the studio, like you said, K-Bub, that suggests that there was some fallout between these developers and EA. Maybe these developers did not want EA to take this game where they're taking it. And maybe these developers didn't want to relinquish or just do what EA wanted them to do. So that's what it sounds like to me. You taking the game over. It just don't make any sense.
It don't.
It didn't. No, you didn't say you don't like that it's not open world enough. It sounds to me, because everybody, and this was my mind, like I said, my mind went back to that 1313. That's the Star Wars game everyone has been clamoring for since they seen it. I know Battlefront is cool. I know but that's not what we want. We want that 1313 game. If this game was in line of anything that we saw at that time, this game would outdo Battlefront. Because Battlefront ain't nothing but battlefield with Star Wars characters instead of soldiers. That's all it is to me. Yeah. Star Wars characters, Star Wars settings. And to me, I'm so sick of these first person shooters. It's just cheap to me. It just ain't a game that it looks good, but I feel like EA was threatened by these developers, and this game, and they took it over. I feel like to control where it goes, because I feel like maybe because these same people that made Dante's Inferno, shouts out to who said that up here? I just read that. I don't want to act like I knew that. The MD20. They made Dante's Inferno, which was a good game. If you ever played it, it wasn't God of War, but it wasn't too far from it. I just couldn't deal with the elements, man. When you see women running around with penises and stuff, I just couldn't do it. I was like, no, man, I'm done with this. It's too much for the visuals. Okay. Did you ever do any research on that game, Dante's Inferno?
I didn't play it because some of the imagery. The image.
Yeah, the imagery was sick, man. It's like some grotesque kind of I don't know, stuff that don't get out your head. I was like, I don't need none of that. But I actually played the demo, and the game was dope. If they would have kind of been a little bit more, temperate. What's the word I'm looking for? Modest with some of the imagery, I would have bought the game. It had a nice little. So they good at making these type of games. Dead Space, before EA started messing with them.
Before
Dead Space was great.
Yeah, the first Dead Space was great, and the EA got their hands on it.
Right, EA started messing with them. So to me, this seems like a move out of you feel threatened by these developers, and you got this yearly release moneymaker in Battlefront. You want to take control of this other Star Wars game that could potentially be a problem for your Battlefront game. That's what I'm picking up from this.
But this is the same company that released had. I don't even know who makes Titanfall 2 or Titanfall.
That was the old Call of Duty people.
Okay, so they released Titanfall around the same time as Battlefield. That's the same company. I just think, man, to be honest, just listening to what you were saying, Level, and some of the things you were saying, K-Bon, and it just sounds like EA needs some restructuring. they got some internal issues where they don't really know how to get games out, bring them at the right time. The bad decisions.
Respawn. Thank you, hard. So yeah, Respawn.
Okay. They're making bad decisions. Like that FIFA game on Switch is not gonna sell. I don't know that, but
EA is ran by a lot of suits, man. EA don't have a gamers like Ubisoft. You can tell that the suits are into games just as much as the developers. So it's like you see a connection with the suits and their developers. Whereas EA, I think the suits are detached from their developers, and it's just about dollars for them. It's like
making money.
We're gonna keep pulling this. We're gonna keep pulling this Madden out. We're gonna keep not Madden, but that's EA. We're gonna keep putting this Madden out. We're gonna keep putting this out. We're gonna keep putting this FIFA out every year. This Battlefield every year. We're gonna turn everything into microtransactions, and all this is about dollars. It ain't about the gamer no more. It ain't about the developers. So it's almost like slave work to me.
So when you said Visceral, there was some internal conflict. That's probably what it was. They probably were like, "Hey, this is the game we want to make," and EA was probably like, "No, this is the game we want you to make." And there it is.
Now I can believe that.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I think that's what.
And
happened.
so because what happened with I actually got what happened. So what happened with is EA Montreal is the team that worked with the Mass Effect game. It was dismantled, and they were put out, given to some of the other EA departments. So they dismantled the EA Montreal. So there's no longer EA Montreal, but those people were not fired. They were given jobs and put in other places within EA. The Visceral guys, they're done.
Oh. And I bet you they refused to go to other studios. I believe EA came in, the suits came in, wanted to make this game more where they can, what they can do that transaction stuff, man. Like it probably wasn't no online portion to the game. It probably didn't have any way to put microtransactions in the game. And EA's like, look, man, we need you to add some of these features so that we can make more money off of this game than just because I'm pretty sure if you go on Uncharted, you literally just thinking really a single player game, a single player story driven game. Probably the multiplayer ain't really what you focusing on. And I bet you EA wanted that done. And I also deep down feel like they was like, if you make a game like that, that's what gamers want. If you give them that, they might get their itch scratched in this Star Wars, and it could indirectly affect Battlefront. Because Battlefront, I don't believe Battlefront is the Star Wars game everybody want, but they play it because that's all they got.
Facts.
So if you make a game like a game with a character like a Luke, and it's story driven, it is a real like Uncharted, man. Like, man, dude, look. Yes, that's what I want. I want 1313. I want what y'all was doing there. And I think EA looking at that like, nah, bro, we ain't making them type of games because we can't milk that every year. Serious, man. I think EA is going to we try to make stuff we can milk. And if you ain't making something that we can monetize in a way that we constantly constantly pulling money out of you, then we don't want to go that way. Let's look at all their games. Look at all what they make. All their games is like this now. I mean, what don't they make that is not like that? They messed up Mass Effect for the same reason that what we talking about now. Doing way too much, trying to put way too much in to cipher money out, or to solicit money out of you. More money. I think there's too many suits over at EA right now, man. Too many suits who don't have a passion for gaming. Like if you watch their press conferences, these dudes are not lively. They're not energetic. It's like, I'm here to get a check. I'm here to say what they need me to say, get paid, and go home. It ain't no Miyamoto like feeling. It ain't the president of Ubisoft type feeling. These dudes just seem detached. Like when that FIFA guy was talking, he just seemed detached, like he didn't even care to be there. Like, I'm gonna show you this game. Look at these new features. Look at the facial emotion. We really care about our games. You know you like the graphics. You know you want the graphics. You know you want the surreal. It is like, man, this is nothing but a mannequin with pyrotechnics talking to me. It's just, I don't know, man. It's too many suits at EA that are disconnected from what gamers really want. That's how I feel, man.
Sound like Reggie.
I'm interested in K-Bun's reply and your reply, Keith, and we can move on.
I just pretty much agree with what you just said. It is too many suits, and it's not enough gamers, not enough gamer input. You could tell about it, like you just said, all the microtransactions from the games. We don't want that. We don't want to continue to spend money on a game we've already paid $60 for. You know what I'm saying? And that's all they're trying to put out now. The Battlefronts. Next year they're gonna probably try to do it with Titanfall if they keep making it. You know what I mean? They're gonna do some way to mess that up. And so on and so forth. So yeah, I pretty much just agree with everything you just said.
So I actually follow and watch and even talk to some of the developers for Madden. And it's funny because they say these things without fully saying it because they don't want to get in trouble. But the suits stop a lot of things that they do. Just being completely honest. The suits say, you know what I'm saying, if it's not a pretty, I think it's a pretty, but if it's not a mode or something that they can sell, they don't want it in there. Like like for real. And the developers say this without fully saying it because, you know what I'm saying, they won't put themselves in trouble. But they've come out and say that we have our hands tied. We can only do so much. We can only do what we're allowed to do. And the thing is, you see the passion that these guys have in the game, the developers. You see the passion they have for it. But then you also see, when you listen to them, you see how in a lot of places their hands are tied, and they can only be able to give you so much. Like they want to, what they really want to do, they want to take that list of negatives that gamers have on their website, that some of these sports gaming websites have, that wish list. They want to take that wish list and do everything on that wish list. That's what they want to do. But the thing is, right? You say what?
You talking about the devs, right?
Yeah, the devs. But the thing is, some of those things, like for Madden, fixing how play action blocking works. You can't sell that. You can't put that on the back of a box and sell it. And so it drops down in list of priorities, because you're not going to get a suit to like, yeah, let's do that. Let's fix how play action blocking works.
Go ahead, K.
And so that's some of the things
I want to ask y'all too.
Yeah, and so that's some of the things that you battle against. And EA is completely run by suits who do things to make big splashes and sell and make money. And a lot of developers, we blame them for it because they're the ones developing the games. But when you really get down to it, you see what it really is. And so that's all I want to say about it. Like I said, I follow these guys and I talk to them and I tweet and I watch every single thing that they say. You can absolutely see their passion and what they want to do, and how sometimes their hands are just tied.
Let me ask you this: ain't it EA who's got a lot of flack for these loot crates?
Loot crates are everywhere. I don't know if it's just EA.
I know it was a game that's recently EA made that got a lot of loot crates.
It's the Battlefront game. It's the world. What's that? Shadow Mortar.
They have loot crates now.
Yeah, it's loot crate heavy. That's EA, right?
I think it's
No. That's WB Games now.
That's WB. Okay. I know EA had made a statement trying to explain why whatever one of their games they had made was a Battlefront.
Yeah,
but Battlefront is absolutely the last Battlefield game is absolutely populated with microtransactions.
Look at Need for Speed, same thing. Like Need for Speed is microtransaction. Soap is like all their games, man. It's like, dude, and it's like what you said, K-Bum. I don't follow EA. I just look at from a distance on the outside looking in. It seems like the suits don't give 2 cents about what developers' passion is about. If it ain't making dollars, it definitely ain't making sense. People, what works.
Right.
That was
gamers don't know what they want. They say a whole lot, but they're gonna buy the game as long as it got Madden on it, as long as it got Battlefield on it, as long as it got Battlefront on it, as long as it got Need for Speed on it. We can put it out every year. They gonna buy it. We don't need no innovation outside of making it look better. And that's what it seemed like. Their philosophy is they went so far away from what they used to be and what we all fell in love with them over. Like what they were, they're drastically far from that. They have, to me, you're not called the most evil company in gaming for no reason. And like you said, K-Bum, and Keith, you echoed, to close down a whole studio. And it's not, from what I've been reading, they ain't even trying to help these guys find or relocate. So it had to be some big fallout.
And I heard the game from people I heard that they said the game looked good, and the game looked like it was going to be good.
Right. And I haven't heard one that suggests that it wouldn't.
Exactly.
Hey, just speaking on that microtransaction and loot boxes and loot crates and loopy loops, I was watching Angry Joe. I don't know if anybody's familiar with him, and I watch him every blue moon. And he was giving an example of how, I think it was the beta of Battlefront, of how he was destroying in the Battlefront game, right? Killing everything, getting higher scores, and yada 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 yada. And then there was a guy who wasn't doing as well, right? But they were getting the same amount of XP to level up their character. And I think it was like 180 XP that they were getting. Like, that's bananas. Like, it doesn't matter how good you play this game or how bad you play this game, you're going to get the same XP. So basically they're saying, give us more money to upgrade your characters. That type of for a $60 game, nah, that's not cool. And that's
so basically you don't have to work for it. If you're willing to pay the money, you can make you a super character and buy all the perks and become a great player just because you was willing to spend maybe 50, 60 more bucks to get that
50, 60?
Or more. I don't know.
So the issue I've been having with Madden this year, that it is pay to win. And people are spending thousands and thousands of dollars on Madden, not hundreds. People are spending thousands of dollars to get a good enough team. Like I'm playing the MUT Squads thing, to get a good enough team in order to play MUT Squads. And it's not based off of skill. It's based off of spending that moolah, that money. And for me, that's the one thing that irritates me the most, is losing to someone just because they decided they went ahead and spent $1,000 to make their team good enough to be able to not have skills to win, but just have the really good players to actually be able to beat you.
But see, that goes back to, and that just irritated me hearing you say that. But that goes back to what I was saying earlier about us as gamers sticking together and coming together. You got these fools out here spending thousands of dollars on stuff. They're not gonna stop it.
No,
they're gonna get worse.
And they know it. That's the whole thing, man. Once they get you caught into that loop, they got you. Cause when you competitive, like, man, I learned this, I didn't really realize how serious it was until I jumped into that tournament that K-Bomb used to do on Madden 10. He invited me into to their tournament. So as I was trying to get my skills up in Madden and learning how, the audible and change plays on the fly and all that stuff, as I would play people, I would really online and, the people in our particular community that was playing against each other, I quickly found out how serious these folks take this. And it's like, so yes, if you could get people so wrapped up in having to win that they willing to spend the money to, as if this is something, because people take it so serious, it's something real to them, man. So, like, I take John Shaw line. People are crackheads. And in order for me to beat K-Bum, I got to spend $80 on these perks so that I can scream and holler at K-Bum and laugh at him when I shoot him. You got people out there that's going to do it, and a lot more than we think. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like, these dudes are addicts, man. They're addicted to competitive game and addicted to winning, addicted to bragging, and anything to keep that facade, they would do it.
To be completely honest, and I know we're right now giving EA a lot of flack, but who is absolutely worse than EA right now when it comes to that? Activision / no, but I wanted to say 2K games. It's actually
I heard it's
worse.
bad too. Yeah,
it is the worst I have ever seen. They charge you for everything. Anything like on your character, your micro characters. If you want to put my buddy, they have it called virtual currency, VC.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying, even if you want to put just a tattoo on your player, it's so much VC you have to spend to be able to do that. And I'm telling you, it's so much money that 2K is making off of this basketball game, because they milk you for every single thing, and it's absolutely irritating. A lot of guys that I play competitive 2K with are absolutely ticked off at this game.
And you can't build up currency, and you really got a slave to even build up. If you're trying to do it just through the game, you ain't gonna you won't be able to buy shoes, bro. Like, I went in to buy a pair of shoes, and this, you know, I'm thinking I'm finna spend like what we would spend in the real world. Like a pair of Jordan is $200, $300. You got like, you might have $5,000. A pair of cheap Nikes was 15, 16,000, like 1,600. I'm like,
yeah.
Dude, if if I buy a pair of shoes, I can't get a haircut. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so it's surreal, man. It is. It's kind of crazy what they're doing. And it's because, like you said, Key, you got enough idiots, enough sorry, skill-lacking individuals out there that will pay to make up the difference. That's what it is, man. I can't do it, so I bet it'd be people out there, you know, like, I ain't gonna say his name, but I will, because he should be ashamed of himself. Hip Hop Gamer. No, went and found the codes for Cuphead.
He has no shame.
So that he can so that he wouldn't die.
What?
And it's like, bro, you
defeat the purpose.
Yeah, his mindset's like that. And I know I like Hip Hop Gamer, so I'm saying, but just imagine what you're willing to do. Mindsets like that to be willing to spend the money. They would be, you know, $20 here, $20 there. Next thing you know, over one game, you want to spend about $400 on one game. That's crazy, bro. Anything else with this before we move to this last topic?
Well, I was just going to add, that's why you see the Sony Music Group making these cheaper games, because it's just too expensive. And gamers not gonna want to do it. So,
and that's another reason. You're right, Keith. We talked about that last week too. Just the fact that games have gotten so expensive that it's kind of forcing somebody, you know, to get back what they spend. And when you spend a movie, when games are starting to cost as much as Avatar, you spend a Matrix level money on movies now. You rival the Marvel Studios, which we finna go to next, on what the budget for a game. So I understand that they might have to think of extra ways to generate revenue, but this is ridiculous, man. This is beyond the pale to me. This is going a little bit too far with it, and it's ruining what EA is, and it's ruining competitive gaming. Because if you tip the scale, and all I got to do is buy the gun, I ain't willing to work and sweat and get my skills up to earn the gun. Nope. All I got to do is go to my bank account, drop $40 and buy the gun. You spending real money on a digital gun? Like,
the person we have to blame for this is mobile gaming created this monster. Honest, mobile gaming created this monster.
You talking about World of Warcraft?
No, mobile phone games. Great. Free to play games was developed and honed and skilled on mobiles, on the phones, like Candy Crush. That Candy Crush was taken, the mindset and the philosophy behind it was taken from mobile gaming and applied to console gaming. This is what we're seeing now. We're seeing what happened with mobile gaming.
Blake Griffin hitting threes now? What's going on?
So I thought you said MOBA. I ain't know what.
Sorry, mobile.
Okay. Okay.
Gaming.
But anyway, I want to throw this in here before we go to this next topic. K-Bomb.
Yeah.
Since you got a Switch, are you getting Mario Odyssey?
Am I getting Mario Odyssey?
It's next week.
It's next week. Keith, are you getting Mario Odyssey?
Absolutely. You can deflect all you want, but
I know you so well, man. I know you ain't no platformer.
Boy, anyway, I ain't touching that game with a stick. Boy, I ain't messing with no.
Yeah, I
might actually rent it from GameFly just to check it out and then send it back a couple days later.
I can't wait, man.
I'm not messing with a platformer, man.
This game, I'm so amped for this game, man. Like, real talk. The closer it get, the more itchy I get for it. It's just like it's gonna be a good game. But we ain't finna talk about that because we have all next week and the week after to talk about it. This is what I want to talk about before we get out of here. Man, I don't know how y'all feel, but after I seen that second Black Panther trailer, bruh, I think it's gonna kill every Marvel movie up to this point. Like, I forgot about Thor Ragnarok. I ain't even thinking about Avengers with Thanos. I ain't studying DC. I don't care about the Justice League. It looked cool, but when I saw that trailer and the music
and the music, thank you for saying that.
The attitude, I was like, dude, this is on another level. This is different. Like, it's darker. It has a darker edge to it. It's a more serious tone. It's like it seemed like Marvel found some position between the ultra darkness of DC and found they didn't go that dark, but they in between it. They ain't Avengers, but they ain't Batman versus Superman. They found a perfect harmony of fun, zany, and dark.
I never freeze. I said I never freeze.
Dude, like, I don't know what the heck, who in the world, I don't know how, but that trailer,
though.
I just sunk in my seat like, dude, this is on something else. This is on something else.
I watched it about, I think, like 5 times in a row, I think.
I've seen it about 2 times.
Man, I've seen it about 4 or 5 times. I'm with K-Bug. I watched it 2 times before I came down here. Like, what's the dude that's playing
Michael B. Jordan?
Dude, like, look, man, he in shape. Like, I'm serious.
He Creed swole. He Creed swole right now. He is Creed swole.
What's that movie he did?
Creed.
Yeah,
he's Creed swole right now.
He bigger than Creed, K-Bum. He bigger
than that?
Yeah, he bigger than Creed, bro. And when he was standing there and he smiling, because basically what I took from the trailer is I think he dethrones the Black Panther at the actual son, and he takes over. And the Black Panther has to come back and earn his kingdom, earn it. Like, listening to the way it was going, because he has his own Black Panther suit. And I saw one of the comics that they kind of taken inspiration. Like, dude, this is finna be. Now, I still want to see Thor Ragnarok. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I want to see Hulk thrash Thor. I want to see all of what's going on there. I want to see, Loki and all that. Bruh, I ain't felt this giddy since Blade. Like, Blade made me feel like this. Matrix made me feel like this. I would say the first Avengers made me feel like this. Man, this movie got me like, dude, I can't wait for next year. I can't wait now, man. I can't.
February?
Yeah, it's February
16.
I think it's gonna shut down things. I think it's gonna set another bar, bro.
So I saw this movie. I saw this trailer, and I watched it, and and when I first saw the trailer, the one thing that stuck out to me is that whoever's doing the trailer really knows how to market this movie to the demographic that he was trying to market it to.
Who is that?
Because not the director, but the person who made the trailer.
But like who? I'm messing with you.
That director. That's a Creed. The person who did Creed. That's who directed this movie. Saint Ryan Coogler.
No, I was messing with you saying who was he
bad.
trying to market it to?
Who
trailer.
You know he's trying to market to. And I told somebody, man, that I'm gonna be on February 16th. I've never wore one, but I'm gonna be probably in that movie theater with a dashiki on. I'm just.
And I asked you, I said, can I come with you?
Yeah, I'm just saying I'm gonna be in the movie theater with a dashiki. Tom, let's do this.
But dude, the cinematics and the CGI and the fight scenes, like when dude was hanging off the side of the car and he shot what he was hanging and he shot a beam or whatever.
Yeah,
that's from
and it hit that truck or it hit the car just literally imploded. Like,
yeah, that was dope.
Dude, when he said she said don't freeze, he said I'd never freeze, and he dropped and he just threw it. Like, dude, I'm like, what in the world?
That was dope.
This on some other stuff. And the suits look, man, like, dude, I don't know, man. I'm tripping out over here, man.
No, I was tripping out when I first saw it, and I'm like, this was probably one of the best trailers I've ever seen in my life. It hit on, like, even the music, man. It's actually a guy that I watched that actually explained the music, and explained everything in the trailer. And he explained how the music changes and how why the songs were chose, because it was talking about how Wakanda is coming out of the shadows, and now becoming now revealing itself to the world. And right. the song kind of talked about that when it talked about the revolution would not be televised. It's going to be live.
I like how it's opened up and said, I've seen gods fly.
Yeah.
I've seen this and that. And he said, but I've never seen anything I've seen with this. And he said, what else are you hiding? And he just started smiling. I was like,
yeah.
And then you see the Panther, the entrance of the thing with the Panther.
Yeah,
kind of stands like, this is going to be ridiculous, man.
You know what I was thinking? I was like, and I hope nobody get offended by what I'm about to say. I was thinking like, this is what Black Wall Street would have become if they didn't blow it up. I'm just saying.
A lot of people probably have no idea what Black Wall Street is, bro.
Research it, you know they burnt it down.
Research what Black Wall Street is. Don't know your history before people talking about this is the biggest massacre on American soil. Please research that before you listen to what people say.
I don't know, bro. I told my wife, I was like, we got to be proactive and start seeking out babysitters like today, like so we can ensure that we. Dude, if I could buy tickets right now, I would. I literally go buy my tickets now.
I'm so amped just because it's several levels why you're amped, man. It's that for one thing, it's a like 90% all black cast, and the fact that they gave them an all black cast and they did not spare expense. It's the same Marvel budget that any other Marvel movie would have. And that we're going to actually get a superhero that, that people that, kids like me, when I was a kid, can look at and relate and say, I want to be Black Panther. And the coolest thing that I saw is that I saw the main guy Chadwick talking about the coolest thing that he would find to be cool, that when he found out about white kids dressing up to be Black Panther for Halloween, he said that was probably one of the coolest things that happened to him, and I have to agree because that means it crosses all barriers.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, K-Bum and Keith. I was concerned that this movie wasn't going to get the attention that it deserved. Far as not, wasn't so much worried about from the fans or the viewers or the people coming to see it, but its direction is this budget. Like I was, because of course I didn't know if they was going to give it the budget that it needed to be successful.
Right.
And they just
All the CGI. All the CGI.
Right. They just it's like this might be one of their biggest budgeted movies.
Right,
like,
man.
They holding back nothing. Like there's
Nothing.
nothing to be concerned about.
Nothing to be concerned about.
Let me address something in the comment. The truth. You said DC and WB need to take notes. They actually have a show called Black Lightning coming out on CW Network. I think it's coming out next year, and it's in the line of black characters, ghetto, yada yada. He's like an ex superhero, and he's teaching his daughter. Just look it up. What is going on with this? Who is this? I don't know if y'all looking at the chat, but yeah, Black Lightning. Look it up. It's not gonna have the same budget. It's a TV show. So it ain't gonna be like Black Panther, but it's still something that black people can look forward to. I think so.
Yeah.
What just happened in the comment section though?
Well, somebody is calling somebody by their government name. So I was wanting somebody to see somebody out there calling people government names. I just want somebody to see that. So
yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so anyway, who was that? Let me see, who was that? Caleb, what's up, boy? Anyway, now call me level headed. This is level headed.
That's funny.
But he don't know. He just happy. But yeah, man, I'm sitting here like shout outs to him. He don't know that I be talking about him and his brothers. I've been trying to get them on the Nintendo, man. They PlayStation lovers. But I've been trying to get him. His mom calls me all the time, like, what you think about the Switch? I'm like, it's good. Go get it. So anyway, but yeah, man, I'm so proud of how they're treating Black Panther. I'm proud of Marvel. Like they could have, took a cheaper road. They could have been like, look, it ain't a proven character. We might not make the money back. Dude, I'm just like, man.
It's just like everybody else. They treat it like everybody else, man.
Right.
And even looking at the actors, man, they got Angela Bassett, and they got One Eye. What's his name? Forrest Whitaker.
Boy.
Yeah. I didn't see him in the trailer though. I know he in the movie.
The first trailer. He was in the first trailer.
Okay, yeah, he was in the first, and I ain't seen him in this particular one though.
Yeah, you know.
They building up old dude, man. The villain, they building him up in this one. Like, they really gave him a spotlight, and
and
that was another thing I was concerned about. I didn't think the villain was gonna. I didn't think he was gonna be a good villain.
Yeah, he looked the part, player.
Nah, he looked the part. He looked right. Man.
But I got a different thought level. I think. He says in there that I've been waiting my whole life for this. What I think is that he has a birthright to the throne as well.
Is it his brother?
I don't know if that's his brother, but I believe he has a birthright because he has the same ring that T'Challa's father had that he gave to him. You remember that ring from Avengers, Civil War? Not Civil War. Yeah, Civil War. That ring, he has that ring on his hand.
Okay.
And so I believe he has a birthright to the throne as well. And that's what they're fighting for.
But all of it comes, but doesn't it all come, ain't it all been passed down from father, son?
I think it may be like an illegitimate kid then. It may be something like that. Or it may be multiple kingdoms there. And because when you see that place burning, that could be his family's, kingdom.
Okay.
And, his lineage that was burning, and maybe the T'Challas took that from them. So that's what I'm saying. We say waiting my whole life. It sounds like that he has some kind of birth rights to the throne of Black Panther.
So to answer one of the if they take this line, I'm gonna quote what Cornelius said. He said he was adopted by.
Okay.
How you say that?
T'Challa.
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 T'Chaka.
T'Chaka. T'Chaka. I thought it was T'Challa. I think that was his name. T'Challa.
T'Chaka in the comic. So they probably gonna spin it in this one to make him like you said, K-Bum, and this is what I was thinking.
Oh, the Chaka's the dad. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so he's the dad. So they're gonna make this son instead of an adopted son. I think they're gonna make him an
illegitimate
son.
Yeah,
that's what
Wikipedia said he's an exile.
He's an exile.
Yeah.
So that could be speculation because the actual comic book, the way they adapt it to the movie, could be different than what the actual comic book represents. So I still don't buy it until I actually see the plot of the movie.
But yeah, man, yeah. February can't get here fast enough. They could have held off on that trailer because that trailer make me just Thor Ragnarok. Who? What? Like, man, it just made Thor Ragnarok move right out of my attention. Like I don't even care to see. I want to see it. Don't get me wrong, but after seeing that trailer, it's like, who was responsible for the Thor trailer? Because to me, they could have picked better music. I think they could have picked better scenes. I don't know. They make it too happy. Like Thor looks too happy.
They made a scene like what's that movie? What's the movie with the four people?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Exactly what it feels like.
5 people.
Too happy. Too happy.
Is it 5?
5. Don't forget Groot.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
It's 5 of them.
So, and Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is good. I liked it, but still, it was good. I think they both are good movies, but I just like the tone. They set a tone with this trailer, man. Anyway, Mario Odyssey next week.
It's on.
It's on. K-Bun, when you get Splatoon 2, let me know.
It's on the way. Well, not on the way. It should be. It should be.
I got it. What's your name? What's your username? Is it K-Bun20?
Yeah.
You gotta send me your friend. I hate to ask for this, but I need your friend code.
Man, that's some foolish.
K-Bun, can I get them digits, man?
Yeah, we get the digits, man. I asked first, too. I asked first. Don't be blocking, man. I asked first.
Oh, that's funny.
Pause. Anyway.
Pause.
But yeah, we need them digits, man. I need you to
I don't even know how that works. I'll check to see how I send it out. I don't even know how that works, player.
Just go into your whatever your icon is, and then go into you can find your code and then just type it in the Google Hangout and we get it from there.
All right, I'll try to do what you just said.
Let me see. I got mine open right now. I ain't did that. I ain't really ever did it too, but let me see. And keep you. I think you go.
Oh, I see. Man, I got to give you this loan. Man, this is stupid.
If y'all want to friend me on the Switch, my friend code is SW8229 6436 4111. That's SW 8229 6436 4111. They need to change so I could just say level head. But anyway.
And what's the expiration date on that credit card you just gave us?
I know, ain't it? So if you want to follow me on the Switch, make sure you hit me up there. That is SW 8229 6436 4111. That's my number. That's my prison code. Sound off. SW. But yeah, K-Bum, that's where you find it, man. Hit your profile.
Yeah, I see it, man. It's foolish.
Type that number into Google Hangout and we get it from there. So this has been the Live and Level Gamers podcast. We made it with my scratchy voice, but I'm feeling real hoarse now. So until next time, hopefully I won't be able to do it this Sunday, I don't think, because I can't do it this Sunday, but maybe the following Sunday we get on and try to get Jedi Knight on here. Because it's been over about 2 months since he's been on the podcast, so we got to make that happen. So, anybody got anything to say before we get out of here?
Ultra Instinct.
Dude, we ain't going there.
That's another day though.
Yeah, that's another day. Me mess around talk about that, we'd be here another hour. But yeah, man, I'll let y'all go out on the sounds of 2K18 on the Switch. Deuces. Peace.
36 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Rose. Headshot off. So New York will take it the other way. Here's Baker. To the left wing. A 3-ball. Buries it from 3-point range.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Here's Rose. Here's Thompson. And it goes down 2 points. Thompson's got his first